say with your own mouth. You will say something and nothing. So as much as we are listening to this, let's try to dig more, enter more and reason more into this. Why is this man so bitter? Why are the Dinka people so bitter about 1991 and 1991 brought South Sudan? If they are not happy about 1991, then let them leave the government and take us back to the system of Sudan. Let them take us back to Sudan. Why are they enjoying the results of 1991? If they don't like it, why are they enjoying the results of Dr. Riek fighting, being the father of self-determination? If it's bad, then why are they enjoying this? Let them go back to Sudan. We see that they really want to go back to Sudan. That is not the case. They are trying to fight so hard so that they dominate the resources of South Sudan, and you will hear later on. Let's continue.
We should not shy talking about all this. No, we have to talk about it. Because we are visitors in this world, isn't it? The first
you see the way he's repeating
that you or I would say is what happened to Mundang prophecy. Do Kalanda Hassel wanna guide and after room. Wanna Google what happened to Mundang prophecy. That will be the time that the terrorist Nuäri would sit down and say, oh, yani Nasyang.
Very important. Very, very important. Whether you're in the government of President Kiir, either you are in IO, or either you are a civilian, or a Nuer child, or a Nuer daughter, the name that they give us is terrorists. I want you to hear this. Go Rabbi Ailing Nangwa, one by one, Kodi, Arun, Manayangash, that every child of Nuer, whether you are in the government of Salva Kiir together with these Dinka people that are talking in the SPLA, or whether you are in which part. I told you before, all the hidden things, all the things that have been hidden for a very long time, we are going to know them this year before anything. We will know these things. And I told you before, in February, something will happen. In March, things will happen. In April, things will happen. Before we reach to June, there's a lot of steps that are going to happen. It's okay. Let's continue. This word terrorists that you are calling Nuer terrorists, it is not going to be sweet. These Nuer people fought the Kawajat. Who are you? What do you have? If Nuer can run over your tank, you bring the tank, they pick the tank, they finish you. What are you saying? Do you know this Nuer? If Nuer are terrorists, then what is Dinkas? Thieves? Because when you look at thieves, and you look at between thieves and terrorists, at least a terrorist is better. Because a terrorist is not a thief. But look at how many thieves are inside the prison. There's no Nuer who is in prison because they are thieves. Nuer are in prison because they are fighting for their right. And you arrested Dr. Riek here because you are saying you don't want him to be the president. You say you don't want him. You don't want Mundang prophecy to happen. You want to prevent it by all means. That's why Dr. Riek is in prison with his own people. But here, you're calling us terrorists. But how many thieves are imprisoned? This is just a question. Because President Kiir arrested the thieves. So between a thief and a terrorist, which one is better? I think a terrorist is better. If you are calling us terrorists, it's okay. We are going to accept the name or the word terrorist. But what of stealing? What of stealing? What of looting? What of corruption? Huh? Stealing? Terrorists? I have accepted stealing, but I have started terrorists. Will you accept stealing? Okay. I am a terrorist. Nuer are terrorists. Dinkas are thieves. Let's continue.
We're right. Yeah, the one that prophecy that made us mad. Who made us die for no reason?
Let me tell you, we don't care. We don't care. If Dr. Riek doesn't become the president, we don't care. But no Dinka will become a president after President Kir. No Dinka will become a president again. The next president is going to be a Nuäri. No Dinka again. If you think South Sudan belongs to Dinkas, I promised you, if a president become a Dinka again after President Kir, he will not stay for 3 months, more than 3 months being a president. If this is what you want us to do, now we have known the truth. Trust me. If you bring in another Dinka to become the president, 3 months, he will not be a president for more than 3 months. You don't know Nuäri people. And we will not buy weapons. We will not buy weapons. We will capture your weapons and put them back to you. Let me remind you of what happened in Pajut. Do you remember what happened in Pajut? Bol and Nuäri became deaf in Pajut. Bol and Nuäri, he became deaf in Pajut. When his forces were run over, they were killed. When his soldiers, his bodyguards were all killed. For 5 good days, he could not talk. That was Bol and Nuäri. Please go and ask him, how do Nuäri people act? Because when the Nuäri act, even the women, the Dinka women who are pregnant, they give birth, even if the time have not come. Just one attack in a Biemnom, just one attack in a Biemnom. One attack that did not even last 2 hours. You are crying like this every corner on social media. What if it was you that have been crying for 13 years, imagine. 13 years, Nuäri have been dying. Nuäri have been crying. You use chemical weapons. You use bombardment. And Nuäri are still even keeping quiet. They're just coming out and saying they're not even the international community doesn't even take action. But just one move of less than 2 hours. One move of less than 2 hours, you are crying like this, like he-goats everywhere. You are crying like small children. Just because of one attack. Let me tell you one thing. These Nuäri people, they are different. The people, Lau Nuäri, this Lau Nuäri you are hearing, they are better than Bull Sholgea. Bull and Lau are different. Lau have two-sided. Lau have two-sided. Lau, they can be black. And they can also be white. So Lau, they have a peaceful side and a dark side. They are human. Lau are human. On this side, they are black. When they become black, they become very black. And Bull and Nuäri can confirm to you when they decide to become black, you don't like it. And when they decide to become white, they give you peace. Imagine tomorrow is going to be the day that we are going to celebrate the first fallen. This is the first anniversary of the fallen of the Wiyara Diu. Do you know what does that mean? If this Nuäri white army alone, no IO, you came with Ugandans, you came with RSF, you brought everybody, including Russians that were now the ones shelling us, and we managed to run over this white army, managed to run over Wiyara Diu. What else will they not do? If they can run over Wiyara Diu and take all the weapons, after all the soldiers you put there, after all the bombardment that you are putting there, bombing women at 11:40 p.m., what else is remaining? Do you think you will manage if these mad people decided? So let me remind you, this bull that you have really touched their head, they are not good. It is a buffalo. And a buffalo is among the big five Buffalo is among the big five. The big five. Buffalo is among the big five. So, the side you have touched this side is not a good side. The side you have touched is not a good one. At least Nuäri had a black side. They can even withdraw. Bull are bad. They are buffalo. And buffalo is not good. Let me give you one song as I continue. Buffalo are not good. I didn't plan to put some song, but buffalo are not good.
There's no fear. One bull, there's no fear. One bull, there's no fear. No fear, no fear. We don't fear at all. We don't fear at all. Why gonna quit turning go? Jango yeduna. We're gonna quit kura. Said the Albanian go. We've been a kura gauge. We are at here. We've been a kura gauge. We die a bull kalanko. A bull gamat. Yeah, the command Lual, the command Yen, the command Quine, the command Ran, the command Ilnana ko, the command Conbul Sulga. Yeah, way more than Takakul. Jom, Badi Louis again, Bado Louis, Kado, Jom, moving.
You don't know this one.
There's no fear. One bull neighbor. There's no fear. No fear. No fear. We don't fear at all. We don't fear at all. Why gonna quit turning go? Jango yeduna. We're gonna quit kura. Said the Albanian go. We've been a kura gauge. We are at here. We've been a kura gauge. We die a bull kalanko. A bull gamat. Yeah, the command Lual, the command Yen, the command Quine, the command Ran, the command Ilnana ko, the command Conbul Sulga. Yeah, way more than Takakul. Jom,
Do you know this one? This one are dangerous. This one are very dangerous. This one you cannot manage. Let's continue. This one, imagine only one attack of less than 2 hours. One attack of less than 2 hours, you are crying like this. One attack, you are crying like this. You don't know what you have to, you don't know what you are dealing with. Let me remind you one thing. This is the place where a man was burned alive and he told people, don't worry. Don't even tie me down. This is the place. This is the place. Huh? This is the place. This is the place. This is the place. Huh? These guys are ruthless. Buffalo stay in the forest. Buffalo doesn't stay at home. Buffalo stays in the forest. And a man from that place was burned alive. He was burned alive. And he said, if this Liani misbehave, that's what he said. That was a message he left behind when he was dying. Huh? So let's continue with this man that thinks that he owns South Sudan.
Kalanda smau kwez. Cause mujrim bitakum da. There is no way you could be president of Sudan.
Let me ask, what made Dr. Riek become Mujrim? Why is he Mujrim? Yeah, thank you, MT and Ngor. It's okay, all will be burned alive. It's okay. We are used to being burned alive. You know the best thing, do you know what is good? What is good is, from 2013, we have been crying. So we know the language of crying. You are the one that have just joined the system of crying. So that all of us now cry. You just joined the system of crying. You cannot tell us we will cry. We have been crying for 13 years. We have been crying for 13 years. 13 good years. You, only one day, less than 2 hours, you are crying. Every part on social media, there is nowhere you are not paying money. You pay money to Al Jazeera, pay money to Africanism, pay money all the newspapers all the media in the world, because you stole money, you give that information. From 56 people that were killed, it have rose to 200 people on this paper. On the other paper is 68. On the other paper is 169. And I'm like, which is which? And some of you are even sharing the Nuäri pictures. The children that were slaughtered in Ayot place, in Akobo. And then you are saying that the killing of these children and women is what? That they are terrorists. How can a child who is 1 month old become a terrorist? But I already accepted. It's okay, we are terrorists. But what between being a terrorist and being a thief? Which is which? Well, at Yagwech, these things that they don't scare me. You can't say all this nonsense. 2 hours only. You are crying. And Nuäri have been crying for 13 years. That's why I said, what Nuäri have gone through for 13 years, the South Sudanese people cannot go through in 1 month. And you have just confirmed now that only 2 hours attack, the whole world, you are crying. Oh. Have you ever seen Nuäri coming out and crying like that, burying their people? No. They just come and say, please come and confirm. They confirm the bodies. UN take the pictures. Even the pictures you're trying to share on social media are already in the system with the UN in Geneva House. Because we, the Nuäri, are open people. And you have made me, I will read the UN report again later on. Let's continue.
It is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Well, I have to say that free of charge. It is not going to happen. لازم يقولوا لكم تسمعوا. You're wasting your time. It is not going to happen. Now let me put that aside. What is next here? Government respond. Yes. Did you see the topic here? Ruweng's incident condemnation. IO/White Army terrorist must pay. Must, not should. Not should or not can. Must. And
are you hearing that word? You have to be ready. Shemari, biatijina liama liaf kanyura. This guy is saying you should not say that they should pay, that they must pay. So kurya bene.
UST. That is an authoritative language. Which is the authoritarian, the authoritative. Must pay. White Army, members of Division 4 who are involved in this, and IO must pay. And the only way for them to pay, the death of Biemnom Commissioner must be treated like the death of Major.
Thank you. That statement alone shows that Dr. Riek is so innocent. Everybody is so innocent. They are arresting them just because they are Nuäri. And tomorrow I am going to write a very strong article that will shake the whole of Juba. I promise you that. Tomorrow I will write an article that will shake the whole of South Sudan. And I know where to send it. And when that comes, trust me, the Iran story is not far away from your people. Juba people, be ready.
So that next time you don't temper. So I repeat that again. The death of the commissioner.
No, I'm not human right anymore. I don't want even big. Did you even see? Did you see what President Trump did? President is the president of America. Who now these laws are coming from? The law of human rights are coming from that side. You cannot kill my people and call me, including me, because I'm also a terrorist according to this language. I'm also a terrorist. So how will a terrorist become a human rights activist according to you? So don't come and try to say human rights activist here, because you already called me a terrorist. As I'm speaking to you, it's a terrorist speaking to you. It's a language of terrorists, right? You want me to be a terrorist. Now I'm a terrorist. Let terrorists and thieves control the country.
Of a Birmingham County within rural administrative area, plus the executive director and other government officials. Cannot forget about the civilians. Government has a say in this. Ashan Baden Mataji Togulu, why is government of South Sudan bombing people?
You see, when the Dinka community are keeping quiet, when the Nuäri are being bombed, when the Nuäri are being killed, and they say that it's about, there is a tribalism underground. I told you people before, what did I say? I said that we are dealing, I said it is the Nuäri people fighting with the elders of the Dinka community. And these people, they come in the form of, they have put the cover of government, hiding underground, they are Dinkas. The SSPDF, the government of South Sudan, the UPDF, the RSF, and the government, the Joint Council of Elders, all these people are one people in number. And these people must go back just like the British. Let me remind this young man, Nuäri were never colonized. When Jiang became slaves and they were taken to slavery, Nuäri were never taken to the slavery. Nuäri did not surrender to the British. Instead, the British say, okay, what do we do? The British went back. Let's continue. Your bombardment, don't worry. If once one thing comes from the other side and goes the other side, Nuäri are bad. I told you before, don't teach Nuäri to be bad. They are good people, but if you teach them to be bad, they will be bad. You leave this country, believe me. Okay. If Dr. Riek is the one, is the father of self-determination, what are you saying? He's the father of self-determination. He brought that country to you. And there is something I will read to you later on. Dr. John Garang said, if we give this country to Barghazal and they lead the country, they will destroy this beautiful country. And before he left for Khartoum, it's like he knew he was going to die. He told Mama Rebecca, please make sure that Dinka Barghazal doesn't become president in South Sudan. But who did that? Nobody listened. Dr. Riek, because of his good heart, he gave to President Kiir. Let's continue.
Why is government of South Sudan rolling tanks? Because remember, you have killed government employees. Okay? Kalamda, the government of South.
So the government employees who are slaughtering Nuer children, who received those two sons in this other side, the one that the commissioner in my home county handed over to, and then the two boys that went to buy medicine and they were again slaughtered and burned alive, are not human beings. The only human being, they are the people of Vietnam. Okay, thank you.
Is going to do that exactly. We remember, the so-called White Army, according to your description.
Yes.
Because in South Sudan, Zol Labis Jalabia Budun Nexi. Well, Zol Mashi Labis Low Bantalon Well, already.
Let me ask you, Jama. When civilization came to South Sudan, which tribe did it start with the civilization? Which tribe? I remember my grandfather, he was born in 1902 and he studied.
وما في نفسي وماشي عفيان بدون shoes وماسك له AK-47 ولا machine gun قال زول قال civilian. I don't know what is it. What make people soldiers? Well, remember these people. These were the people who were with Munukuru, slaves of the Arab, who were fighting as militias. These people were.
Let me take you through something small here. There is this small boy. Look at the picture of that small boy. This small boy, he's called May Ok Maker Jr. This boy said like this: when you see both Nuäri and snake, you deal with a Nuäri. After you kill my Nuäri, you go and kill snake. Because Nuäri is the most harmful than snake. Now you understand where this hatred is coming. Now I understand where I told you before, this thing is not coming from this young boy. It's coming from the other guy. He's saying that you must kill Nuäri first because Nuäri is more harmful than a snake. And for sure, when Nuäri decide to be harmful, a snake is better.
These are elements of IO who remove their uniforms and then they put on civilian clothes and then they come parading as civilians. Do you know what they do? After they had committed their crimes and then they were beaten back, Al-Fadl, mad, Wal Raja, do you know where they went? Like I said before, they went to their wives, they went to their sisters, they went to their children, they went to their mothers. Ubaden government lo mashi lom to go and search for them or to hunt for them. Where shall go guide ma umu wala mara bito wala oktu? Battle a machine gun, then shooting at the soldiers in the front of the women or in the middle of the women and children. Fiada bugulu collateral damage. In any war situation, when the United States attacked Iraq, thousands and thousands of civilians died. With America, the most powerful country in the world, the civilians were killed. Fiada bugulu crossfire.
So he's trying to tell us that the Nuäri that are being killed should be killed because it's under crossfire. Even Trump killed people, so that's okay for him. Let me tell you one thing again. There is this document, this UN report, the latest UN report that came out. All this drama that is going on, they want to make sure they destroy this report. They want to destroy this report of UN. They want to frame Nuäri to look bad. They want to frame everybody to look bad. Let me read some part here. Some part that is making them to behave like this. The part that makes President Kiir to start arresting everybody because they like covering up their bad deeds with everything they do. I will start from here. A fundamental issue is their detention without charge or lawyers for over 5 months. They said that Dr. Riek and the other political detainees, the 7 of them, were detained for 5 months, first without being here in court. Another is the prudential statement by senior officials and an explained dismissal of Chief Justice and indeed Justice Ministers in the process, which indicates executive interference and may in part explain why judges never addressed their lawful detention. So the detention of Dr. Riek and the other political detainees was what? Was unlawful. It was unlawful. And this is the UN talking. Let's continue. indicates executive interference and may in part explain why judicial never addressed the unlawful detention. The unlawful deprivation of liberty warrants their immediate release. The unlawful deprivation of the liberty warrants their immediate release. So, they were supposed to be released immediately. Dr. Riek is not supposed to be in prison. The 7 political detainees are not supposed to be in prison. But because we the Nuäri decided to keep quiet and watch them embarrass themselves and watch them humiliate themselves to the whole world, and to make even the whole world now know who are this tribe called Dinka people, they continue and they ashame themselves. Remember, Dr. Riek was not captured in a battlefield. They are asking who is UN. Let me remind you who is UN. UN and international community are the one that signed the what we call today the sovereignty, what made South Sudan a country. They said, you South Sudanese, yes. You deserve a country, yes. Okay, they signed and their signature confirms South Sudan, what we call South Sudan today. So when you think this UN is nothing, UN is part of the people that agree that South Sudan will be a country and it will have sovereignty. But do Dinka even know what does that mean? No, because you never want independent. You wanted to be with the Arabs. You wanted to be in the Sudan. It is the Nuer people that fought so hard with Dr. Riek that caused the war of 1991. Dr. John Garang was fighting for New Sudan, where it will unite everybody and people were not going to be marginalized. And Dr. Riek and Lama Kol and Kerbino Kwanyin Boy, they all were fighting for what? For separation. They wanted self-determination, and that's what made Dr. Riek the father of self-determination. And the document that he signed on 12 April 1997 is the document that the information in that document were transferred to the CPA. And in that document, that CPA, we are having federal system of governance. Again, from CPA, it was not implemented. Dr. Riek makes sure it was again recarried to the 2011 independence. When again they tried to re-put it on the other side, and then what did he do? He again recarried it to what we call the RT Gono. When you try to fight it in 2016, he makes sure that he went to something called Repartalized Peace Agreement. If you don't know the meaning of Repartalized Peace Agreement, it's agreement between two people. Agreement between two people. Between Dr. Riek and Salva Kiir. You cannot move ahead without Dr. Riek. You cannot go back without Dr. Riek. You cannot go left without Dr. Riek. You cannot go right. You go left, they tell you Dr. Riek. You go north, they tell. And that's why you're all going crazy. You try to put a lot of lies. Number one, you went and tried to get some fake report, I don't know, forensic report, trying to look for information from his phones, forgetting that he's a doctor that went to school and he studied computer engineering. He studied computer engineering 40 years ago. And remember, when he was in exile, when he joined Dr. John Garang, he was labeled as the most educated. He was labeled as the most educated among those people. So, when people talk about doctrine, he's a doctor. So let's continue. This should be done promptly in accordance with applicable law. The report also reiterates finding in the commission paper of September 2025, detaining ground corruption, diverting revenues to elites, rendering government institutions unable to address basic needs and fulfill human rights. Since its publication, corruption mechanisms have further entrenched with the corrupt and political connected Crowdford Capital Limited. We have a company called Crowdford Capital Limited. This is a corrupt one that is destroying a lot of resources, that is bringing in the guns, that is doing all this smuggling. You think UN is sleeping? UN is not sleeping. Intensifying it in frustration of government. System impunity, economic predation and deliberate supervision of peace agreements over the 10 years. That is the R-axis. Our commission has repeatedly identified this as central drivers of recurrent armed conflict and ongoing human rights violation. Said Soccer, South Sudan neighboring countries must urgently stop up their engagement and press the ruling party. They did not say the IO. The ruling party is what that is saying here. To restore the repartalized agreement. You cannot do election. We will find out here, without the repartalized agreement, no election. Starting with ending military offensive, recommitting to the cessation of hostilities, and releasing opposition leaders from unlawful detention. You see, so to you Nuäri people that did not read this document, Dr. Riek is in prison, Potkang is in prison, and everybody that is in prison, including the generator operator of Dr. Riek's office. And that's why I told people before, even if they could have found flies, if they find Nuäri like flies or maybe rats or cats or goats that happen to be in the office of Dr. Riek at that time, they were going to arrest even the cows and the goat, because they don't like anything that is around Dr. Riek. They don't like anything. This man has been fighting the whole world. What a man. We need to... this woman that gave birth to Dr. Riek gave South Sudanese something big. He gave this... Let's continue. So this is the problem. They have been told to release these political detainees because they are unlawfully arrested and detained. But this guy told us that he must be in prison. He will do anything. And he's even waiting for his death so that he can come out and say what? And say, you see, you are saying about Mundeng. He want to say that Mundeng is not true. And that's why they went and they urinated in the Mundeng place. But let me remind this small man, because they said you can have a man who is 14 years old, but also get a boy who is 50 years old. This is a boy in a man. So let me tell him something. This that I want to tell him is, if Riek is not getting out, we will come and remove him in Juba. He was in Juba with you in 2013 and he left. He was with you in Juba in 2016 and he left. What makes you think that he will not? It was international community that brought him to Juba. As we speak, there's satellite that is watching him. He's being watched with satellite. Anything you want to do, satellite is controlling. His house can be covered and you cannot enter. You are not dealing with Dr. Riek. You are not dealing with only Nuäri. You are dealing with the international community that brought Dr. Riek to Juba. And the UN have called, in UN there is something that is called emergency time. Huh? So let me remind you, there's a level when it's reached, the UN can take action. The world can take action. And President Trump said he is there to free people. He said, I am there to free people. Huh? Okay, let's continue. So, to you people, Shemari, this one is saying UN is not functioning. This is very good. Mention them. I will put them in my report tomorrow with the screenshot. Yes. I gave you a last call. The UN will give you a last call. Let's wait and see. I can see you are God. And then you say, Dr. Riek will not do like this. When he was in South Africa, you say he will never come out. He was in Juba again for peace. Salva Kiir was saying, please, if he accepts to come, we are going to sign peace agreement. You are dealing with something is too hot to hold and too cold to hold too. Let's continue. Without urgent cause, correction, South Sudan restate failure, further undermining regional security and trampling the right and dignity of South Sudanese. Dinka's people are playing with our dignity. The Commission key recommendation in the report are: to the government, immediately cease bombing force. So you want to bomb, you will be surprised. If you bomb again, you will be surprised. The bombs also you are going to receive from somewhere you don't know. If your bomb rains, you will be surprised another bomb rain. Let me tell you, Warab is not heaven. Barghazal is not heaven. They're in South Sudan. We didn't know before because you are hiding behind the government. You are hiding behind Salva Kiir. You are hiding behind Museveni. But now that we know that you have declared war against the Nuer, Barghazal is not very far. And if the Nuer go to Barghazal, let me tell you, if Nuer go to Barghazal, if this Nuer go to Barghazal, they cry in a Biemnom that you are crying just because of 2 hours. You will leave South Sudan and go to Abyei and go to Sudan. And all violation of international law, withdraw politicized charges against SPLA-IO. This is the report that is making the government go mad. It's making the government to go crazy. They don't even know what to do next. Even the white people are confused with these Nuer people. Leaders seize action, dismantling power sharing arrangements and undermining judicial independence, ensuring any electoral process complies with safeguard consistent with the revitalized agreement and international law. You cannot do that election without the revitalized agreement, and this revitalized agreement is Dr. Riek and Salva Kiir. So Salva Kiir cannot do it alone. And they have also attached with another international law. Oh my God. Number 2, to all armed forces and non-state armed groups, cease attack on civilians, guaranteed humanitarian access, and enforce accountability for rights violation. Number 3, this is the hot soup number 3. To the African Union and international organization, International Nation, United Nations Organization, and member states, demand compliance with the revitalized agreement and establish a credible mechanism to restore the transition. It is not Salva Kiir government, It is not Dr. Ria government. No. It is the African Union that is being told to do this. Ria will not rot in jail. Call Kweth Gabriel, he will not rot in jail. As to establish a credible mechanism to restore transition, immediately operationalize the hybrid court. Dinka hearing about hybrid court. They are putting himself inside in prison to make sure they want to lie to the to the world. Salva Kiir is putting, whoever came with this idea is a very stupid idea. When they hear about hybrid court, they are putting everybody inside, everybody inside, everybody inside, everybody. Salva Kiir is trying to play a game. This game, we have the game he has been playing. This route, I say he can fool anybody, but he cannot fool me. I know the game, and let's play the game. It's here. This is the game. No more playing. Ruth is here. You go right, I go left. We meet in the middle. So hybrid court is supposed to be immediately established and full fund humanitarian and civilian protection and condition political support on respect for human rights obligation. My people, this is the report that is making the Dinka elderly people go mad. This report. Because their truth have been seen by the whole world. Let's continue.
In Kosovo, the battle of machine gun, then shooting at the soldiers in the front of the women or in the middle of the women and children. Here the collateral damage. In any war situation, when the United States attacked Iraq, thousands and thousands of civilians died. With America, the most powerful country in the world, the civilians were killed for crossfire, collateral damage. In Afghanistan, the same thing. In Kosovo, the same thing.
Let me remind this man that President Kiir doesn't make weapons. Remind these Dinka people that you don't make weapons. You only borrow the old ones from... Let me remind you, several years ago, our forefathers, our ancestors, they brought down an aeroplane for the British with a stick that is called whiz. They brought it down with whiz, not a weapon, with whiz. It's called whiz. They use whiz to bring down an aeroplane. They were fighting people with machines, modern machines, guns, but they brought down their aeroplane with whiz. And imagine we come to the battlefield with our empty hands and we capture your guns and we finish you. And you cry, oh, yo.
In Libya, the same thing. You name it. What do you expect? Is a mujrim attack and kill government officials and kill thousands and thousands of civilians. What do you expect of government? Government forces there, they were not cut from the trees, they were born by people.
So if these people were born by people, so Nuäri were born by what? Who were born by animals? You remember that time when Professor Ketch came out and say, you are animal. And when he say you are animal, Dr. Nguyen Minh Twin, he came out and he asked him, am I an animal that I'm here now? He got annoyed. He forgot that he was a governor. And he asked him, am I an animal? And they wanted to fight. Huh? They wanted to fight. So this guy said they were born by human beings. But we were born by what? By animals? I don't know.
I want to see people opening room. Motarin Katalu. Zo Lofata room, but then when you go to Motarin Katalu, you are the biggest idiot. Biggest idiot.
So Nuer, when Nuer women and children are killed, they are terrorists. You Nuer need to put this in your head. Whether you are in the government of Salva Kiir, whether you are where, you need to know that the Dinka see us as terrorists. So anytime a Nuer child is killed, a Nuer woman is killed, is raped or is burned alive with chemical weapon, with bombardment, they are killing terrorists. But when Dinka people are killed, they are killing people that love peace. They are killing human beings that don't deserve to die. Oh my God, you will die.
Uno Sudan. Well, I tell you, you regret when your mother gave birth to you that. Because it's a bunch of ignorance and hypocrites.
Imagine for 13 years, these people you are calling bunches, hypocrites, what? We cry for 13 years. From 2013 of massacre up to today, Nuer have been crying. So don't threaten us with tears or we will cry. We have been crying. You have used chemical weapons. You have used bombardment. You have used chemical weapons. You have used them raping women, burning them alive, poisoning them with food. What is it that you have not done? Declaring even that kill even their chicken, kill even their cows, their goat. And this we are still breathing. And even if Nuer defeat you, if Nuer defeat you, will you manage? The one of Bentiu. This is number 7. Number 7 is the completion number. Think. Number 7 is the completion number. The 7 counties is the completion number.
Now the civilians have killed a rule of get winners. But by then government Lomasha by then Ofidas Catalun enough crossfire Jamalena is Kuliyom. We are not justifying killing of civilians. No. There are a lot of civilians who are.
So government is going to go. Jibentiel, you will hear him later on mentioning Lair, mentioning all these places. Government will come with gunship. He will bomb people. He will do everything. But trust me, this is where Jazle is. We have, actually in all Nuer land, there's history. When you go to Gawa, that is where the laws of Nuer are. If you go to Law Nuer, this is the home of Mundeng, where the BA himself, they went and they climbed and they saw this is a reality. Mundeng exists. And when you go to Nasser, this is where the Nasser faction that produced what we call today South Sudan. The Nasser Declaration gave us what we call South Sudan today. So when we come to Bentiu, this is the home birth of the Nuer people. This is the origin. This is what we call the home, the mighty 7. The only county that is not mixed with any Dinka. Let's continue.
Dinka land. These people, they land Masaki mind of Mushkila. Nobody can take them. They are in Bor, they are in Hall, they are in Twitch, they are in Lagos State, they are in Warab, they are everywhere. Utashufu. How nice Dinka are. They're not attacking them. Because these are innocent people. They even fled from this terrorist. There are children and family members that are 30%. So why would you target them?
Did you hear that? He said, we have Nuer in Dinka land, in Bor, in Twitch, in Warap, in blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, he abused them. He said, anyway, these are children of these people we call Nuer. Let me repeat it again. That part is very important.
These people, they land Masaki mind of Mushkila. Nobody can take them. They are in Bor, they are in Hall, they are in Twitch, they are in Lagos State, they are in Warab, they are everywhere. Utashufu. how nice Denka are. They're not attacking them because these are innocent people. They even fled from these terrorists. They are children and family members bita 30% and bugulu Nuäri will. So why would you attack?
He abused them again. He abused them. He said 30%. They ran away from us because we are terrorists. And then they are the children of these people called Nuäri. So at the end of the day, he even abused them. Because Nuäri is, I told you people that this word Nuäri did not come from Nuäri. It came from the Dinka people. Because we don't know what is called Nuäri, but they put it there to make sure that this word will divide the Nuäri people. But now they are using the same word to abuse them. That most 30% they are the children of these people we call Nuäri.
Let them. خلوهم يقعد بس. عندما هي مشكلة خلوهم يقعد. But أي زول القاعد هناك and you are being used as a shield, you carry your own cross. That is what I want to say. Anna, the least.
So, if Nuer children are dying, if Nuer women are dying, whatever happened, he doesn't care. He said, that's up to you. You use your shield. You take care of yourself. You cannot take care of yourself. You cannot manage to survive. Up to you. This is what he's saying.
Along here, but I want to say that the government of South Sudan will come back at them.
Thank you. You know, there is something I like about Dinka people. What do I like about them? They talk so proudly. And they do it. Before, they send Uluñ to do it for them. They sent Uluñ to be their mouthpiece. They sent Elias Lomoro to be their mouthpiece because Elias Lomoro said 16 counties are hostile. That is when the drama started. That 16 counties, they are hostile. That became number one. Number two, Johnson Uluñ came and said, go kill their children. Kill their women. Kill even their chicken there too. Don't leave anything in the land. This guy again, he came and confirmed that the government will come for you. Let me repeat it again, that part. It's very important.
That is what I want to say. Anna, the list is very long here, but I want to say that the government of South Sudan will come back at them viciously, decisively, and there is no doubt. Mr. Gulena inta bull, wala inta law, wala inta munu, we are not Anna Kutaro, we are warriors. This thing, you are just a fish without teeth.
I want to put a song before we